Okay, what is up, you guys? I have, really nasty hairy legs. Now, that's not the point. Since everyone hates my toes, I've taken your feedback and I have put socks on. I have a knife. It's a Smith & Wesson Extreme Ops. Doesn't really matter what knife it is, but I've sharpened this fucker to a razor. And, yeah, if you really need to test, just do that and give you a nice little blank spot on my leg now. And some pretty nasty shit all over the blade, which probably won't show up. Yeah, it kind of does. But, yeah, it is extremely sharp. And go back and get all the stubble. It does pretty good for just being a knife. So, and my sharpening. So, one thing I was going to tell people about sharpening knives now is it is not the technique, it is not the skills, it is your own thing. Everyone needs to have their own technique. Now, my technique is way different than most people's, most likely. Start out with this stone, which is extremely coarse. This stone can make edges on knives very quickly. Now, I correct the edge to whatever angle I want on both sides with this, and sharpen it quite well with it. Then there's a fine. Now, this is not fine. Don't believe it. This is extremely coarse. Just lie. So, what you have to do with this is you have to sharpen your knife to a decent edge with this. Once you get it down to a decent edge, then you have to sharpen it even further. Now, this is where the fun comes in. This is where you get to experiment. You need to find a fine stone to sharpen with. Unlike that one, they have way finer stones to sharpen with than that. Now, sometimes I have these chips, which I have found for absolute perfect sharpening. You can actually sharpen on a microchip. I am too much of a nerd to deal with this, so I just rip old electronics apart, sharpen on these sometimes. It's pretty hard to hold the things, but it can and will work if you give it a try. The second best thing that I have to sharpen with is this thing, which is an old transformer. Now, you may not believe me, but this is how I sharpened that knife. I ran it right across here, across the top, and it will sharpen it. It is extremely fine grit, but it will sharpen it, and it will surprise you when it does. And how easy it is for me to do it. I don't know if it will be easy for you, because it's your own style. The third thing that I would like to tell you after that is you need to strop it if you really want a good edge. You can go the route of leather, or you can go the route of cardboard, or you can go the route of the second route, which is the third one, the one that I use sometimes, or just used on that knife, is paper. All you have to do is run it across the paper. So, I will put my magnet back and show you. I have this cover for a DVD player here, because I tear shit apart and I don't really care. So, you just take it and you find your angle wherever it's at. You'll feel it lock in and just drag it across. And whichever side you feel dragging, this side right now is dragging at the tip a little bit, you're going to want to push a little bit more at that area and drag until it becomes smooth. And you'll notice the difference if you feel for it. And then it will sharpen. Ow, I almost just cut my finger there. So, when it gets to that point, and you have it to nearly razor sharp with this stone, or another stone similar, that is when you go to the paper, or to the leather. Which the leather is the same thing, you just sit over there and run it back and forth. Opposite way, you do not ever want to cut this way with it, because you will cut into your paper, dull your knife, as well as cut whatever your strop is, so it's kind of a waste. So you want to go against it, which is pulling all, there's a burr on one side, and that burr is over on this side like this. And what you're doing is you're running it across there and basically bringing it up to the edge. So it's then flat and cuts straight. So that is what I have figured out on knife sharpening. And there was a demo. So I hope this is good information. As with my EMP video, continue to add comments and help out the community that watches my videos, which is very, very small, and anyone else who does watch this video. There's good information out there, there's bad information out there. I just try to compile some of it into a video for people to learn how to do it, and then they can take it from there and do whatever they want with it. It's not my job to be perfect and tell everyone everything is the way it is and that's how it works, because it's not. Everything has their own variations, so just do what works for you. These are just things that work for me. Go for it, and we'll see ya.